how's it going? Got an interesting one here. A basic, fundamental question about recording guitar that I'm sure we've all asked ourselves at one point or another. This one's from a viewer by the name of Imley.
Why don't you record directly the sound from the amps?
Well, I remember asking that question way back in 1990 when I first got to record in a real studio at Sheridan College in Oakville, Ontario. I had a Gallion Kruger 250 ml, and I remember having this exact conversation with the guy recording us. Dude, you gotta mic the speaker. But why? It's gotta direct out. Because it won't sound pleasant. But it's balanced. I distinctly remember saying that, but it's balanced, in some lame attempt to make it sound like I had a clue about what the hell I was talking about. Oh, the arrogance of the young guitar player. This sounds great. I know my tone. You were using my guitar, my amp. Why do we have to mic up a speaker? Hey, buddy, be careful not to trip on your ego on the way out the door. Seriously, the reason we mic a speaker is because that's what we're used to hearing, the sound of a guitar amp playing through a speaker. The raw sound from a guitar amp can be quite harsh, and it's not really what you'd like to put on a record. To demonstrate this, we've got a PV5150 being played by our friend Rudy AyoUb. You guys might remember Rudy, as he's usually the first commenter on most of the videos here on Spectre Sound lately. So here's what the amp sounds like directly from the line out. Yeah, not exactly pleasant. Now, if we plug the amp into a cabinet and we mic it with an SM57, you'll see we get a very different result. That's sounding a lot more like what you'd hear on a record. Now bear in mind, there's a whole art and discipline to recording guitar amps. Moving a microphone even millimeters in front of a cabinet can have massive impact on the tone. Mastering it can take years. Please see my video, How to Record Heavy Guitar, for more details. I'll have links in the description and you can hit a card up in the top corner. Now, the good news is you don't have to spend years learning how to mic up an amp anymore. It's an awesome skill set to learn, but it's not the only option, especially if you live somewhere where you can't crank an amp up. Tube amps love to be driven hard, but nobody needs to get evicted for making a record. Now, the trouble is you can't just turn on a tube amp and record it directly without a speaker attached. You can damage the amp as it needs somewhere for all that energy to go. Fortunately, we now have load boxes. In simplest terms, it's a resistor for the tube amp's speaker output. In this case here, we're going to use a torpedo captor by 2 notes. It's a reactive load box, meaning the amp will see the captor as a speaker. Now, what's great is that the captor has a line level output that lets us record directly. Okay, now that's still nasty as hell. What we now want to use is something called an impulse response. Essentially, it's a digital snapshot of a speaker cabinet that's been mic'd. It'll include the sound of the cabinet, mic, plus the mic preamp that was being used at the time, and also the room that it was recorded in. To use these, you'll need an impulse response loader. In this case, I'll be using Pulse from Lancaster Audio. This is a company that I'm involved in, and we've made sure that Pulse is free to use, not only in VST format, but it's also the only free impulse response loader for Pro Tools as well. So what we want to do is load up Pulse and drop in an impulse response. I've got a set from my studio at Spectre Sound, which is 4 of my cabinets mic'd up in various configurations, including the mic and cabinet that I used on The Eagle Has Landed, which is the channel's theme song. Now, what's great about Pulse is that it lets you load up a pair of impulses so you can blend and come up with your own unique combinations. but you can use impulses just like you would in a normal mix. Sorry for the older clip, I've just moved to LA and haven't had a chance to record any drums here in the studio yet. Those will be coming soon. So, recording silently is definitely a viable option, but you have to take steps in order to achieve the sound that you'll actually want. And fortunately, it's really easy to do. If you want to get your hands on Pulse for free, check out the link in the description below. It comes preloaded with one impulse response, and you can also grab my impulse pack at lancasteraudio.com. Many thanks to Mr. Rudy AyoUb for helping out on this video. Make sure you check his channel. And please leave your comments and questions below, especially about recording guitar, because I love hearing from all of you. Until next time, don't let making records make you crazy. Hey guys, if you liked the video, be sure to subscribe as I post every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. If you want to learn more about recording, check out one of my tutorials or one of my gear reviews if you want the actual honest truth about a piece of equipment. Till next time, stay metal, my friends.